about my background. I didn't really make any slides because I just wanted to like just talk to you guys. So I grew up in Northern Virginia around like the DC area. I went to Georgia Tech. I did computer science there. I studied my bachelor's there as well as like my master's. And I guess something about me that a lot of people like to point out is like I actually graduated early from Georgia Tech. So I came into Georgia Tech with about 62 credits. So I was able to complete it within 2 years. I graduated in May of 2021. And then I actually, when I was doing my undergrad, I did some of like my elective coursework at the master's level. So I was actually able to complete my master's within a year right after that at the age of, or at May of 2022. So 1 year right after that. And during college, I did two internships. My first being at Amazon as a software engineering intern. And then I worked at this company called Splunk as a software engineering intern, and I actually really liked it there, so much so that I returned there full time. So after graduating in May of 2022, that June I joined Splunk full time. I actually moved out to San Francisco. I really didn't like the city. I have my personal beef with that city. Then after that, I actually went back to Atlanta for a bit, hung out with friends, and like was like working remotely. And then exactly like about like a year ago, I decided to move back to my hometown, back to Virginia, and I've been pretty much working remotely here ever since then. So yeah, it's been pretty exciting. I started making like my Instagram TikToks like about June, so about 7-ish months now. And yeah, I just appreciate all the love so far, and I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have.
Yeah, guys, I'm not going to ask. Actually, I have just one question for you, and then let the chat ask the questions. If someone wants to get into creating content, because you and Bax are experts, when someone wants to create content, what is a mindset they should have, and what can they do now that you know the way of the land, right? What should they do?
Okay, so the first mindset is you want to provide value, but have no expectations. Like literally just like give value, then eventually it'll come. Like, like as many followers as I have now, right? I it took me 190 posts on Instagram to reach 10K. Prior to that, I had about like 1,000 followers, which I'm still like grateful for, but like it was like nowhere near like the results that you would be expecting. Like the results, especially like when it comes to content creation, are very exponential. They're very also like unexpected. You don't know like when they're gonna come. So just be providing value, and then eventually like the algorithms will like pick up on this, and then people will pick up on this, and then like you'll get the results that you're seeking.
Amazing, amazing. So, Jad, I have to ask you actually one question before I go into chat. Guys, please drop some questions for Sajjaad in the chat right here. If you have some questions, again, you see him all the time. Drop in the chat if you have questions. Sajjaad, what's your who inspires you, man? Like that 4.0, 2 years. Like who pushed you? Who surrounds you? Like what do your parents do? Do you have older siblings? Are you like the youngest one? Do you have friends who are all like like Quran, like talking about finance and so what's up?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I try to like not compare myself to like other people. Like obviously like you can have like a general view of like what other people are doing, but like everyone's life is different. The main reason I wanted to graduate early was one, I did a lot of like AP courses, and so like I knew I could, and also like the fact that I get to save like a lot of money, right? So I just like tried to do like as best as I can, and like just compare myself to like how I was before. Like every year on my birthday, I just kind of like reevaluate like my last year, kind of do a lot of introspection, and then see like going forward what I can do. Like so it's just like comparison to my previous self. That's what I would say.
Oh, question. Please drop your question in the chat. So I'm going to just select because I don't because of time. Someone said this. I think it's more of a joke, but I'll take it. What's the runtime of merge sort?
O of n log n.
Okay, that was a quick answer. How do you avoid procrastination and escape tutorial hell?
Okay, so yeah, I don't like tutorial like hell, like just watching and like absorbing things. You really need to do practice. You need to do projects. You need to like if you're like in university, go talk to a TA. If you're in wherever, like if you're in a boot camp, go talk to like a mentor. Like you need to do actual like projects and then seek guidance to improve on those projects, because it's really only through this like application based learning do you learn well, you know?
Okay, so the other question is, if someone has an interview, what is it they do?
Like to prepare for like a technical interview.
Specifically, someone said they have an interview for OpenAI. So if you had an interview for OpenAI, what would you do?
Okay, so first thing is you want to, if you know who your interviewer is, try to look them up on LinkedIn and try to like get like what they have done in the past, and maybe you can bring up like a soft connection. If you can find out they're like they have some interest, you can like pick that up. But other than that, just like really understand like the company values and try to, whatever you do, is tie in your past experiences to what you can bring in terms of value to this company, you know? Like if you know what project you're working on, or you know like certain values within the company, try to like map that and talk about that in the interview, in your elevator pitch, so you can really like make yourself attractive to the interviewers.
Any tips on time management?
Time management. So to be honest, I think time management is kind of a fluke. I think it's more energy management, because I feel like everyone generally knows what to do, right? Everyone generally knows what to say, but like I feel like we just get like so lazy, so we don't like do work in the morning, or we don't like do this. I feel like you need to figure out where you work the best and like abuse that. Like 20% of your or 80% of your results come from 20% of your time. So you need to identify that 20% of your time and keep working well. For me, it might be in the mornings. For someone else, it might be late at night at 3 a.m. I mean, that might not be healthy for you, but like figure out like what works for